scholars. All right. As you know, we're starting a new book today called The Magician's Nephew. So I wanted to highlight a couple of important things to know about this book before we start it. First of all, it is first of 7 books in the Chronicles of Narnia series. Maybe raise your hand if you've heard of the Chronicles of Narnia. You might have heard of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. This was a famous book and movie that came out a few years ago. So that might sound familiar to you. It is set in London in 1900. So remember, think about this, right? It's set in London, England. So the streets and things like that are going to look a little bit more old-fashioned than they do today. And this is in 1900s. This is before electricity. This is before cars, okay? So really put yourself back in time. And our main characters are going to be a girl named Polly and a boy named Diggory. And you'll get to know them in the chapter that we'll go over today and tomorrow. Another important thing to know about The Magician's Nephew is that our genre is fantasy. Okay, I'm really excited because I know a lot of y'all love fantasy. When you think of a fantasy book, you're going to think of a magical world, right? In fantasy books, we have dragons, we have fairies, we have unicorns, we have centaurs, right? We have these creatures and events happen that we could not have happen in real life, which really makes this genre so exciting. Another thing that we're going to be focusing on and coming back to this unit is the theme of good versus evil. Okay? When we think good versus evil, we think of usually the main character being a good force that wants to do what is right, and they're battling something that's evil, right? The biggest example I can think of is in Harry Potter. Harry and his friends are trying to battle the energy of Voldemort, right? And that's what the whole 7 books are about. All right, so I'm going to have you on the next slide think about a book or a movie you've watched with a theme of good versus evil. Have fun, and then we'll come back.